Hello from Slide Nerd and hello from Weaves. What's up folks? In this vid, I'm gonna talk about the 5 different ways to handle button clicks in Android. Now if you guys have seen the view.onClick listener in my previous vids, there is nothing new in this. I'm gonna use only that, but there are different ways I can write that. For example, I can have your main activity implement the onClick listener, or I can make an inner class, or I can make an anonymous inner class, and so on, right? So in this one I'm gonna show you what is the best way to go about things, starting with the first one where your activity implements onClick listener. Now you guys have seen this right in my previous example. If you haven't, then please go ahead and check my vid where I have talked about the view.onClick listener. You have your main activity which extends the activity. What you do is you simply implement your onClick listener. This onClick listener object is needed so that the button knows who is going to respond when it is clicked. In short, what the button needs is an object that can respond to it when it clicks right, when it is clicked right. So here you have your onCreate method as part of the lifecycle, and you have your onClick method. So whenever your button is clicked, your onClick method will be called, and whatever you write inside that method is going to run. And you link the button and the listener by saying button.setOnClickListener, this. In short, here in the place of this, what you actually need is an object that implements onClick listener. So here in our case, if you see, the main activity itself implements onClick listener, so we can simply say this and pass its reference, right? How does this work? Here is the thing. There's the best part about it. You don't need a separate inner class or an anonymous inner class or an object of any other kind. So in short, you're saving a very small amount of memory, right? But the problem is, as you implement more and more interfaces, the number of methods are going to increase inside your main activity, right? So at some point, what is going to happen is you're going to shift away from the logic of your application or app, and you're going to jump inside handling events, right? So this is not recommended much. People generally don't do this in Android. So that being said, let me go to Eclipse and actually show you how this is done. So here in Eclipse, as you guys can see, there is my button test project over here, right? This is Android Developer Tools, the latest version of Eclipse bundled with Android. That's what I'm using over here. There's the button, click here. If you see the activity main.xml, this is our layout file. Here you have an ID which Eclipse has automatically assigned to us, width, height, text. If you guys are new to this, you can check my previous vids. I have explained all these attributes in detail over there. I have this text, click here, over here. Now remember, you're supposed to put this text inside strings.xml file. That's the recommended practice, but here for simplicity's sake, I have not done that. So I go to my main activity.java. I'm gonna do what I just said. If you remember, if you just go ahead and say button.set onClick listener. So here, if you guys see, it requires an object that implements your onClick listener. Now remember, onClick listener is an interface, so you need a class that implements that interface, right? So let us make our class itself to implement that interface. So that being said, there is gonna be an error because you have to override the methods. So I'll say add unimplemented methods, and you can see view.onClick is over here. So now I can simply say this over here because this is the class that implements the onClick listener interface, and that object is needed over here, right? So that being said, here I'll simply put a log statement. For simplicity, I'll say log.d stag vivs, and I'll put the message as button was clicked. Alright, so with that being said, let's actually go to the emulator, run this Ctrl S for saving the project. Alright, select on the left side, select the run option at the top in the emulator, and bam, if I click over here, it says button was clicked over here. You guys see this message, right? So that means it's working perfectly. So this is the first method. In the next vid, I'm going to talk about the second method of doing things. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel, comment, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.